Hello, my name is Mona Ghosh, and I'll be talking about disposable diapers. A diaper is a type of underwear that allows one to decaffeinate or urinate without the use of a toilet. When diapers become soiled, they require changing, generally by a second person such as a parent or caregiver. Failure to change a diaper on a regular basis can result in skin problems around the area covered by the diaper. Diapers are made of cloth or synthetic disposable material. Disposable diapers contain absorbent chemicals and are thrown away after use. To enhance the absorbency of every diaper, it includes a matrix of fluff material and chemical crystals known as superabsorbent polymer to soak up and trap fluid. This superabsorbent polymer is referred to as by various names such as hydrogel, sodium polyacrylate, and polyacrylate absorbent.
Is synthetic fibers. So what synthetic fibers is pretty much any type of fiber that is made with artificial products. They are the so-called man-made fibers because compared to natural fibers such as wool and cotton, which are made from plants and sheep fur, synthetic fibers are mainly oil and petroleum products. A very common synthetic fiber that is used worldwide is nylon. Nylon is actually a name given to a family of materials called polyamides, which is a type of polymer. Polymer are molecules which is comprised of many molecules binding together to form a long chain network.
Until the 1970s, cellulosic or fiber-based products were used for water absorption. In the early 1960s, the USDA conducted research to develop a superabsorbent polymer. Robert Niles Bashwa, Bobby Lurie Atkins, and Billie Jean Harper are considered the first inventors of sodium polyacrylate. However, Marion O'Brien Devonavin is the inventor of the disposable diaper. Devonavin was not the sort of person who settled for any other people's design failures. First from the waterproof shower curtains, later from the nylon parachute material, she cut out and sewed together a more breathable diaper. Then she had a better idea. She made the cover into a container into which a baby caretaker could stuff absorbent paper. Later on, this science ended up evolving with the science found by Robert, Bobby, and Billy in order to make the disposable diaper.
So the discovery of synthetic fibers and nylon dates all the way back to 1930, when scientist Wallace Carothers was hired by DuPont to conduct research on the polymerization of polymers. The story is that one day while doing an experiment, one of Carothers' lab assistants accidentally discovered a very strong polymer that could be drawn into fibers. They later called this fiber nylon and figured that it could be used to replace natural fibers due to it being incredibly strong. So the science behind synthetic fibers is that pretty much synthetic fibers are made using a chemical reaction called polymerization. Polymerization is a process in which relatively small molecules called monomers combine chemically to form a large network molecule called a polymer. The monomer molecules used in this case are oil and petroleum molecules. We use oil and petroleum because they contain the molecules sodium hydroxide and carbon delphinus, which are mainly found inside oil, coal, and natural gas. Afterwards, the product is shot through a spinneret and made into a long, thin fabrics for it to cool and harden. After a twisting process, it is then packaged and ready for shipping. To dye the fabrics, there are numerous ways to do it, but the most interesting and safe way to do it is with the use of gold nanoparticles. Gold nanoparticles take advantage of the quantum mechanical interaction of electromagnetic radiation with fine particles of matter. This means that it can be used as stable colorants which can be bound to the synthetic fibers via bonding
This
with the atoms.
polymer, called hydrogel, or known as sodium polyacrylate, found in disposable diapers. Superabsorbent polymers are partially neutralized polyacrylate, with incomplete crosses linking units. The final chemical has very long carbon chains bonded with sodium atoms in the center of the molecule. When sodium polyacrylate is exposed to water, there is a higher concentration of water outside the polymer than that is within inside. It draws the water into the center of the molecule through osmosis. Sodium polyacrylate will continue to absorb water until there is an equal concentration of water inside and outside the polymer. Of how beneficial independent people and society have become on disposable diapers, it is very evident that disposable diapers themselves have many impinging effects on the environment in which we live in. More than 2,000 trees each year are lost to the manufacture of disposable diapers for babies in the U.S. alone. In addition, it takes 3.4 billion gallons of oil every year to make disposable diapers. Disposable diapers require sunlight, oxygen, and exposure in order to decompose. However, this rarely happens and they do not decompose. Disposable diapers take on average almost 500 years to degrade. Decomposing diapers release methane into the air. High concentrations of this gas can be explosive and flammable. Methane is also dangerous to breathe because it replaces oxygen. Another concern is that the viruses excreted in the baby's feces could end up leaking into the local water supply.
Those are some very impinging effects, and for synthetic fibers, surprisingly enough, there aren't a lot of really negative effects that it poses onto the environment. However, some major ones is that the fact that it's non-renewable since it's made from oil and petroleum products compared to natural fibers which can be reproduced very easily. It is also, and because it's made from oil and petroleum products, it releases carbon dioxide emissions into the atmosphere due to the mining and the collecting of the oil products.
Disposable diapers have become a very big trend within today's society. People usually use them for their young infants when they're potty training them. However, the sad part about this is that disposable diapers can only be used once. There's not many implications of this science that could be used towards other things in society.
And synthetic fibers, I feel, have a much broader range compared to the disposable diapers and what it can be used. As I stated before, it can be used for clothing, automobile parts, architecture, and a wide other variety of other applications. It is also much longer lasting power since it is not degradable, and the nature of the fiber is made so that it can last for a long time and can be reused for many other applications, such as when you maybe tear your sleeve, you can maybe use that part to make something else, such as a handkerchief of a curtain.
Exactly. Now, if we were to think about it, if we were to remove disposable diapers, yes, the world would be at a very big inconvenience as they would have to resort back to the olden days and use cloth diapers. However, there'd be many very important things that would impact our environment positively. I mean, the amount of methane gas that would be released into the air would be cut through half. We wouldn't be having disposable diapers that are just lounging around and not degrading. And plus, we'd be actually using synthetic materials to be making these cloth diapers.
And synthetic fibers are also very useful since its production cost is actually very low. Compared to natural fibers, for example, making wool, you have to have money for the food for the sheep, water for the sheep, land for the sheep, and grazing for the sheep, while compared to synthetic fibers, the only money you have to invest in is the harvesting of the oil products, and the only expensive part is the actual making of the synthetic fibers, which isn't that much more expensive compared to the making of natural fibers such as wool and cotton.
Exactly. So in conclusion, we came to the thought that if we had to choose between either synthetic material or disposable diaper, we would probably get rid of the disposable diaper and choose to keep the synthetic material. Thank you for watching, Charles and Mona.
The uses of diapers is very limited compared to the broad nature of uses for the nylon.